If you keep listening to the wrong people, you'll waste your whole life, and this video will show you how to take your power back before it's too late. Before you watch another video today, I want you to stop for a second and ask yourself this: am I controlling my life, or am I letting the world control me? Because most people don't realize this. Every reaction, every emotional outburst, every quick reply is silently shaping their future. And sadly, it's often shaping it in the wrong way. Welcome, my friend. This is not another video where I give you a few tips and disappear. This is not temporary motivation that fades after 10 minutes. What I'm about to share with you is something much bigger. It's the difference between living a life of peace or living a life full of pain. Look around. We live in a noisy world. People insult you just to get a reaction. They ignore you to make you feel small. They spread lies to see if you'll break. And most people fall into the trap. They react instantly, emotionally, loudly. And in that one moment, they lose their calm, their power, and their control. I want you to understand something deeply. Your reaction is not just a small response. It's your life's energy, your peace, your strength. And if you give it away too easily, the world owns you. This video is for people who are tired of being controlled by emotions. For people who are ready to take their power back. If you stay with me until the end, I promise you'll discover a kind of strength that most people never experience in their entire lifetime. This is not just about learning English words or motivational quotes. This is about building a mindset that makes you untouchable, calm, focused, and powerful. So let's start with the first truth. Think about this carefully. If someone can press a button and instantly make you angry, if someone can say one sentence and your entire mood changes, then who is really in control? Not you. The truth is, every time you explode in anger, every time you fire back with words you regret, every time you allow someone's opinion or silence to shake you, you are giving away your power. People confuse quick reactions with strength. They think being fast, loud, and emotional makes them powerful. But it's the opposite. Fast reactions make you predictable, easy to manipulate, like a puppet on strings. Now ask yourself, how many moments in your life were destroyed just because you reacted too quickly? How many friendships ended with one heated argument? How many relationships cracked because of one angry text? How many opportunities slipped away because you couldn't control your emotions in the moment? That's what emotional slavery looks like. You may not see chains on your hands, but your emotions are shackled and someone else is holding the key. Let me give you an example. There was a young professional who worked hard, stayed late, and gave his best at the office. But one day, during a meeting, his manager criticized him unfairly in front of everyone. In that instant, he snapped, he shouted, he argued, he defended himself emotionally. The room went silent. Later, the manager walked away calmly. But the young man, he became known as the emotional guy. Not the hard-working one. Not the intelligent one. Just the one who couldn't control himself. Years of effort ruined by one reaction. The solution, the 5-second rule. Next time someone disrespects you, insults you, or tries to trigger you, don't speak. Don't move. Just pause. Breathe in, breathe out. 5 slow seconds. Because in those 5 seconds, you take back something priceless. Control. The fire cools, the fog clears, and your mind becomes stronger than your emotions. Then, when you do respond, your words carry weight, your actions carry wisdom, and your peace stays protected. Remember this: Silence in the moment of attack is not weakness. It's mastery. Be honest with yourself. How many moments in your life would you erase if you could? One message you wish you never sent. One argument you wish you never started. One decision you wish you never made in anger. The painful truth is this: most reactions don't give us strength. They leave us with regret. You don't carry the insult they gave you. You carry the way you reacted. You don't carry the failure itself. You carry the way you broke down when it happened. You don't carry the problem. You carry your emotional response to it. People think quick reactions are being real or being honest. But in reality, reacting without thought usually comes from pain, not power. We scream because we feel small. We blame because we feel weak. We lash out because we feel hurt. But when the dust settles, what remains? Not victory, not growth. Only guilt, shame, and regret. Here's a story. There were two sisters, very close, like best friends. One day, at a family gathering, the younger sister made a sarcastic comment. It wasn't meant to destroy, but it touched an old wound. The older sister snapped. She shouted. She said things she didn't mean, words filled with buried anger. The room went silent. Her sister walked away. Days passed, weeks, months. They stopped talking. Years later, that woman often stared at old photos and cried, not because of what her sister said, but because of how she reacted. One reaction, and a lifetime of regret. The solution: train yourself to respond, not react. This is not easy. It's a discipline. When something painful happens, remind yourself, this emotion is real, but my reaction is my choice. Feel the anger, the sadness, the fear, but feel it in silence. Give yourself time. Wait 10 minutes, an hour, or even a day. Then respond calmly, wisely, powerfully, because reacting might make you feel strong for a moment, but responding will make you respected for a lifetime. The world is noisy. People argue, post, gossip, and explain non-stop. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to win. But here's a truth most never learn. The strongest people are not the loudest. They are the quietest. Silence is misunderstood. People think silence means fear. That if you don't fight back, you're weak. That if you walk away, you're scared. But real strength doesn't need to shout. Real strength doesn't need to prove itself. Silence is control. Silence is focus. Silence is dignity. When you stay calm and quiet, people don't know what you're thinking, what you'll do next, or how strong you really are. That mystery itself is power. Let me give you an example. A young man was humiliated online by a so-called friend. Screenshots twisted against him. Fake stories spread. Everyone waited for him to fight back, to post his side, to argue, to prove he was right. But he didn't. He said nothing. People called him weak, coward, guilty. Months later, the truth came out on its own. That friend was exposed, and suddenly the silent young man was seen as wise, strong, dignified. He didn't waste his peace in noise. He let the truth defend him. Here's the solution. Use silence as a weapon, not a weakness. You don't need to respond to every insult. You don't need to explain yourself to people who already made up their minds. You don't need to fight in every argument to prove your worth. Say less, observe more, walk away with dignity. Let your silence speak louder than words ever could, because sometimes the most powerful sentence you'll ever say is the one you never spoke. Life will throw storms at you. People will provoke you. Situations will test you, and chaos will surround you. Most people respond by panicking, shouting, blaming, and reacting. They lose control, and with it, they lose respect. But the rare few who stay calm, they win, always. Calm people are trusted. Calm people are respected. Calm people make better choices, build stronger relationships, and rise higher in life. Why? Because when you stay calm, you keep your power. You see clearly, you act wisely. You become the leader in every room, even in silence. Let me share a story. A crowded train. A drunk, angry man stumbles in, pushing people, shouting. Everyone gets tense. Some shout back, some record, some panic. But one old man stays calm, completely still. When the drunk man finally confronts him, ready to fight, the old man looks into his eyes and says gently, "Whatever pain you're carrying, I'm sorry it brought you this far." The drunk man stops, his fists fall, his eyes soften. He sits down and cries. One calm soul changed the energy of an entire train. That is the power of calmness. It doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you've trained yourself to hold pain with strength, not with panic. The solution: train your calm like a warrior. Trains for battle. Breathe deeply when you feel anger rise. Observe before speaking. Let others reveal themselves first. Detach from emotion before acting. Ask, am I acting from truth or from pain? Practice calmness in small things. Spilled coffee, a rude comment, a delayed bus. These are your training sessions. And when the big storms of life arrive, you'll be ready. Remember, anyone can shout, anyone can panic. But the one who stays calm, that's the one who wins. Most people don't even realize it. They don't react because the situation deserves it. They react because reacting has become their habit. Think about it. Someone cuts you in traffic. You scream. Someone ignores your text. You get angry. Someone disrespects you. You instantly fight back. You don't stop to think. You just react. Reaction is automatic. That's the trap. Response is intentional. A reaction is fast, emotional, uncontrolled. It comes from wounds. A response is calm, clear, and conscious. It comes from wisdom. One destroys respect. The other builds it. Let me share a story. A young waiter worked in a busy restaurant. One evening, a rich, arrogant customer walked in. He snapped fingers, insulted him, and finally shouted across the room, "Are you deaf, stupid, or just lazy?" The whole restaurant froze, waiting for the waiter to explode. But he didn't. He looked at the man calmly and said, "Sir, I'm doing my best. If that's not enough, I still choose to serve you with respect, because that's who I am." Silence. The arrogant man shrank, and the manager, who had been watching, promoted the waiter that same night. Why? Because he responded. He didn't react. Here's the truth. People who react are ruled by emotions. People who respond rule their life. But why do we react? Because of old wounds. Ignored as a child. You overreact to being ignored now, humiliated. Once you explode at the smallest disrespect, abandoned in the past. You panic over the smallest distance in relationships. You see, most reactions are not about this moment. They're about something old inside you. The solution: break the habit. Pause before you do anything. Even one breath breaks the chain. Ask, is this about now or about something old in me? Respond only from truth, never from pain. Train daily. In small things, in traffic, in arguments, in little delays, because anyone can react. But the one who learns to respond becomes untouchable. If you want real peace, you must first let go of ego. Ego is that little voice inside that whispers, "They should respect me. I need to prove I'm right. They can't treat me like this." And because of that voice, you fight battles that don't matter. You react, you argue, you try to defend yourself in every situation, not because it's necessary, but because your ego is burning. But here's the truth. Ego is not your power. Ego is your prison. It keeps you angry. It keeps you bitter. It keeps you stuck. And the more you listen to it, the less peace you will ever feel. Let me tell you a story. A man worked for a company for years. He gave his time, his energy, his loyalty. One day, without warning, they replaced him. No gratitude, no apology, nothing. His ego screamed, "How could they do this to me? Don't they know who I am?" He wanted revenge. He wanted to destroy them. But then he spoke to his grandmother, a wise woman who had lived through betrayal, poverty, loss. She said one simple thing: "You don't heal by proving others wrong. You heal by proving to yourself that their actions will not control your future." Those words changed him. He walked away in silence. He built his own company. Years later, he was more successful than the people who betrayed him, because he let go of ego and chose peace. Here's the lesson. Ego wants revenge. Your soul wants freedom. Ego wants to be right. Your soul wants to be at peace. Ego makes you react. Peace makes you rise. The solution: kill the ego before it kills your peace. Catch the voice inside that wants to prove or fight. Ask yourself, is this my soul speaking or my ego screaming? Let people misunderstand you. Let them talk. Let them be wrong about you. You don't need to prove your worth. You just need to live it. Because the less ego you carry, the more peace you feel. And the most powerful person is not the one who wins arguments. It's the one who no longer needs to. Listen carefully. The pain you carry inside, it can either destroy you or it can transform you. The choice is yours. Most people run from their pain. They bury it under fake smiles, endless scrolling, or meaningless distractions. But the strongest people in this world, they use it. They take the very thing that tried to break them, and they turn it into fire. Think about this. Heartbreak can teach you self-respect. Failure can teach you growth. Betrayal can teach you strength. Your pain is not proof that you're weak. It's proof that you survived. Let me give you an example. There was a young man who failed his exams 3 times. His family laughed at him. His friends abandoned him. For weeks, he thought his life was over. But instead of giving up, he made a decision. This pain will not destroy me. I'll use it. He studied harder than ever. He worked on himself every single day. And years later, the same people who mocked him were asking him for help. His pain became his power. Here's the truth. You're not broken. You're being rebuilt. Every scar you have is a story of survival. Every tear you cried watered the seed of the person you're becoming. The solution: stop hiding your pain. Start using it. Write about it. Speak about it. Build from it. Remind yourself every day, this didn't happen to destroy me. It happened to shape me. Let the darkest nights produce your brightest mornings. Because one day, when you rise higher than you ever imagined, you'll look back and realize the pain you hated the most became the reason for your strength. Your pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your power. Inside your mind, there are 2 forces fighting every single day. One is distraction, loud, tempting, always calling your name. The other is focus, quiet, patient, waiting for you to choose it. The one that wins is the one you feed. Every time you spend hours scrolling, gossiping, binge-watching useless content, you're feeding distraction, and the more you feed it, the weaker your dreams become. Your motivation fades, your confidence shrinks, your energy disappears. Let me ask you something real. How many hours have you lost to distractions this week? And how much closer are you to your dreams because of it? Most people betray their own future just for a little comfort today. But successful people, they do the opposite. They protect their focus like gold. Think about this. If you gave 1 year, just 365 days of pure focus to your English, your career, your fitness, your dream, your life would look nothing like it does today. That's not fantasy. That's math. Example, there was a girl who wanted to become fluent in English, but like everyone else, she wasted hours scrolling on social media. One day, she decided to delete her biggest distractions and replace them with 1 hour of English practice daily. At first, it was hard, but slowly her brain changed. Her confidence grew. 1 year later, she was speaking fluently on stage in front of hundreds of people. Why? Because she starved her distractions and fed her focus. The solution? Train yourself like a warrior. Turn your phone off when you work. Say no to useless invitations. Cut toxic voices from your life. Create boundaries so nothing steals your attention. Focus is not natural, it's a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. So ask yourself today, which wolf will you feed? The wolf of distraction that kills your future, or the wolf of focus that builds it? Not everyone who talks deserves to be heard. Read that again. If you wanted to build a house, would you ask someone whose own roof is falling apart? If you wanted to learn English, would you take advice from someone who's too scared to open their own mouth? Of course not. But that's exactly what most people do. They let small, average voices kill their extraordinary dreams. The world is full of opinions. Everyone has one, but very few have experience. Very few have results. And results are what matter. Example, a young man wanted to start a business. He was excited, hungry, ready to take risks. But his uncle told him, business is too risky. Don't try, just get a safe job. The problem, his uncle had never started a business in his life. He had worked the same 9-to-5 job for 30 years. The young man listened, and years later, he regretted not trying. He realized, too late. He took advice from someone who never walked the path he wanted. Here's the truth. If you want to learn English, listen to people who already speak it confidently. If you want to grow rich, learn from people who actually built wealth. If you want to be strong, follow those who faced failure, pain, and still won. The solution. Create a filter. Every time someone gives you advice, ask yourself, has this person achieved what I want? If the answer is yes, listen carefully. If the answer is no, smile, nod, and move on. Protect your dream like treasure, because one wrong piece of advice from the wrong person can delay your destiny for years. So stop waiting for everyone to clap for you. Stop needing permission. The world won't believe in you until you've already done it. Until then, believe in yourself, because your dream doesn't need their approval. It needs your action. Remember this. The world doesn't need another loud voice. It needs your calm power. Protect it, live it, and let your silence speak louder than words ever could. And If you want more life-changing lessons and powerful English learning stories, subscribe now, because your journey to strengthen fluency starts here.